That I do way past school. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Riddlefoot back again with a reaction day. This right here is hilarious. This guy right here is gonna be telling a story about how he lives in Alabama, by the way. He went on a trip where they took him to a cotton processing facility or something like that. But y'all stay tuned and listen to this story. It's hilarious.
I have ever been on in my fucking life. They took us to a fucking cotton processing place. And there was a big ass cotton field out in the middle of fucking Raymond, Alabama, in the south of Montgomery County. We went.
Now my thing to this is, do they still, well obviously they still taking kids on this trip to pick cotton. Like, what sense does it make to take kids on a cotton picking trip?
There, and me and 28 other little nigglets in Miss Harper's third grade classroom, they took our asses out there in the middle of the fucking August heat and said, hey, y'all, they gave us bags and shit, like little cute little plastic bags. With a cotton puff person with a smile on his face, and they're like, "Hey, y'all go out there, have fun, pick as much cotton as you want." And so my stupid ass went. I went. My mama signed off on it and didn't think about it, and I went to the fucking field trip. Out there in the field, just having a good old time. We were singing songs and shit in the middle of the motherfucking field, picking goddamn cotton in the middle of the fucking heat. And then, I'm thinking, because it's a field trip, they told us you can pick as much as you want. Hey, you get to keep the fucking cotton. You can keep it. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep it. And we go to get back on the bus. They're like, all right, kids, turn your bags in. And they take our asses inside and took all the damn cotton that we had and then told us to get back on the fucking bus. So me being a little rebel, I took a handful of cotton, stuffed it in my pocket, and went home. Then my mama came when she was doing laundry the next night. She was like, what the fuck, is this cotton in your back pocket? I was like, yeah. Where the hell did you get unprocessed raw cotton from? Well, yesterday on that field trip, they took us to a cotton processing plant, and we got to pick cotton all day long. My mama came to the school, and I swear to God, that shit went down. She locked this woman in a room like, how dare you jive-ass motherfuckers take my kids and all these other ashy little Negroes to a fucking cotton field in the middle of the summer. You fucking soulless bitch. She fucking checked me out of school. I didn't go to school for 3 days behind that shit. She said, I don't want to have to look at that bitch. She was pissed at everybody. Yes, that was the most racist shit I've ever gone through in my life. I didn't even understand what was wrong until the next year. I didn't even understand. I just thought we were just gonna go have some fun in the field. So fuck that shit. That was fucking sharecropping if I ever seen it. Fuck that shit. I'm about to recheck.
Alright, y'all, switching gears. This guy was telling a story about him going on a trip where they was going to a cotton processing place, and he was telling the story, and he was in Alabama. Now the next one where I'm shifting gears to is the same situation, but instead it's showing kids actually doing the picking, and they're in South Carolina. They're also singing this type song. Listen to this, y'all. I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up.
South Carolina fifth graders told to sing while picking cotton in a field.
I'm livid right now.
In the middle of Black History Month.
I'm African American, and my ancestors pick cotton. Why would I want my son to pick cotton and think it's fun?
This cell phone video, shot by a teacher, was sent to parents.
Okay.
And brought this mom to tears.
I think it's making a mockery.
A mockery of what?
A mockery of slavery, a mockery of what our people went through.
Jessica Blanchard's 10-year-old son, Jamari, says he didn't understand what he was singing. Nor did teachers explain how cotton fields were harvested by African-American slaves.
Did they talk about how slaves used to pick cotton?
No.
A permission slip sent to parents does mention picking cotton as part of a history lesson, not on slavery, but the Great Depression. For 15 years, Rock Hill fifth graders have been coming to the Carroll School, which was built in 1929 by and for African Americans. It now serves as a teaching center for African American history during the Great Depression and is run by Rock Hill Schools. The district calls this, quote, a unique learning opportunity that promotes understanding about our past and helps students make real-life connections.
They thought it was funny.
This brings the question. They want to try to get kids to not learn about history and slavery, but they want to get our kids to reenact slavery. Make it make sense. Like, they're basically trying to get our kids to relive what their ancestors were doing. That shit is tragic, man.
Jamari says picking cotton was part of a game. He thought it was fun.
It was a contest. Whoever picked the least amount of cotton had to hold the big sack called Big Mama.
There is no race. The kids go out there and they pick, and the Big Mama concept is just it's humor.
81-year-old Wally Cathcart is an instructor here at the Carroll School, where he was also a student in 1943. The son of sharecroppers, this former cotton farmer now shows kids what he and his parents had to do to survive.
We need innovation in the educational system, not just lecturing children, sitting them up in a classroom.
School officials say they correct children if they mention slavery, saying this is about the Great Depression. Cathcart calls the lesson living history.
What do you say to people who find this offensive and say that this trivializes slavery?
I certainly love to answer that question because I deal with this issue all the time. One of the problems when it comes to African American people is that they fail to understand history in its proper context, and because of that, we're at a disadvantage today.
I asked why they skip over the history of slaves being forced to pick cotton. That's when district spokesman Michael Frost stopped the interview.
I don't think they should have anyone picking cotton.
As for Blanchard and her son, both support the Carroll School and its mission, but say this history lesson goes too far.
I think it's misguided and maybe ignorance on their part.
In Rock Hill, South Carolina, Matt Grant, Fox 46, Charlotte.